heaven and hell does not exist for Ndi Igbo. What exists for us as a people, as an ancient people, is reincarnation, Ino Owa. We see this in our cosmology and our ancient spirituality in our Odinani Omenani. The concept of heaven and hell as the final destination for the soul, for the chi, after death, is an imported and untrue doctrine for us Ndi Igbo. It is a foreign and, I would say, less superior concept regarding the journey of the soul, our chi, as Ndi Igbo. It's Chukandune Soku, and today I would like to welcome you to another interesting and yet engaging episode at Voice of the Sun. Today we'll be discussing heaven and hell as doctrines that have nothing to do with Ndi Igbo, at least the ancient Igbo, doctrines that Ndi Igbo, our ancestors, didn't believe in, while focusing on Inowa, reincarnation, as the superior concepts of the journey of the human soul for us Ndi Igbo. Now, being an Igbo born in this generation, you will know that the most popular place for you as a human being to go, for your soul to go after you die, is either you go to heaven or you go to hell. This gospel, this narrative has been propagated by the churches, by the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, the Pentecostals, but it started with the coming of the missionaries around the 1800s. But before then, what did we, Ndi Igbo, believe in? What did our ancestors, Ndi Igbo, what did they believe in? How did they see the journey of the human soul? They did not believe in heaven or hell. These concepts were imported, like I've said. They are foreign, and for us who still hold on to Odinani Omenani as the tenets, as the basic tenets of our spirituality, we do not believe that after we die, we would go to heaven or we go to hell. No. We believe in reincarnation, the journey of the soul. After you come to the world, you come back again. When you die, you come back. You keep coming back till you have fulfilled your destiny, akalaka, till you have settled your karma in life. Now, the cosmology and worldview of Ndi Igbo, which is as old as mankind itself, does not have any evidence or record of a heaven with a Caucasian-looking God like we see today all over social media, where God is a white man with white beards, and a hellfire, with an African-looking devil, where the devil has brown skin like us, These places do not exist for us, Ndi Igbo. And what we have, what we believe in Odinani Igbo as an ancient form of spirituality and religion is we have Obindi Ichie, we have Anamwa. Now, Obindi Ichie is a realm for holy ancestors who have come to the world, completed their reincarnation cycle, and have now earned a place. I would call them, you can call them saints, right? But they are holy ancestors, people who have transcended this our realm, achieved their goals, their destiny, have contributed their own quota to the advancement of our species as a people, and also reached a higher spiritual plane. This is Obindi Ichie. This is where our ancestors. That's why you see when Aina Agoji, when we pray with the kola nut, Aina Agoji, we say Aina Mokundi Ichie and Dumbunandegede. Understand? The holy ancestors, the first men and the first women, we call on them. And then we have Anamwa, which is the land of spirits, which is the land where we all go, which is, I'll call it the land, because it's the word we're used to. And Anamwa is where a realm, where we all go to, and from where we reincarnate back to earth or a particular physical plane. Now, these are some of the realms that we have in Odinani Igbo. Like I said, we have Ndi Igbo, we have Anamu, and then we have Mmadụ, which is earth, where you exist with your physical body, meanwhile embodying your chi, which is your soul, on earth. So Ndi Igbo, Mmadụ, and Anamu, this is what we have in Odinani Omenani Igbo. Now, we Igbo, we believe in Inowa, reincarnation, or Ilo Owa, as the ultimate part that purifies the soul, and as professed and experienced in Odinani by our ancestors and handed down to us. Now, the Christian heaven and hell, for us, it comes with what I will call arm-twisting doctrines that feeds on the fear of being unbelievers, rather than the cosmic reward of attaining, spiritual upliftment, fulfillment of your purpose, and oneness with Chukwu the Creator. Now, before we go fully into the Igbo belief of reincarnation as the ultimate part of righteousness and purification of the chi, which is your soul, for an Igbo man or woman, let us explain heaven and hell in a brief context to our people, so we understand where I'm coming from. Now, what is heaven and hell according to Christianity? Now, according to Christianity and its guidebook, the Bible, heaven is God's dwelling place, which is beyond the sky. It is said to be a paradise where all those who believe in the Christian God will eventually go after judgment is passed on them. All those who are righteous too will go there. Even though the Bible is not certain as to the location and complete characteristics of heaven, some of its passages carry descriptions of what Christians should expect of this spiritual place with a physical location. Now, in 1 Corinthians 15, 35 to 57, it talks about the experiencing heaven with our transformed bodies and not as dismembered spirits. And in 1 John 3, 2 to 3, it promises Christians that they will in some way be like Christ, and also will be like the angels. And according to Matthew, it will be like the angels according to Matthew 22:30. In Revelations 21:4, the Bible promises that in heaven, the pains of this life will be left behind. Now, in Revelation 7:9, heaven is said to be a place where believers from every nation, will praise God together. And the Bible further said in 1 Thessalonians 4:17 that Christians will be with the Lord forever. And in Romans 8:17, it says they will share in the glory of Christ. Now, these and many more passages of the Christian Bible paint the picture of heaven as a place where the souls of those who live good and holy lives, and more importantly, believe in Jesus Christ as God, will go and live with the Christian God. Hellfire, however, is a place of suffering and of gnashing of teeth, where the souls of those who have sinned against the Christian God and those who do not believe in him will be sent to burn in the flames of hell for all eternity. Now, in the book of Revelations 20:15, when speaking about the names of unbelievers, and the righteous being written in the book of life. No, the name of believers and the righteous being written in the book of life. It said, and if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he will be thrown into the lake of fire. Also in the book of Revelations 20:10, the Bible speaks of hell and says, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beasts and the false prophets are also, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Now, this hell, as described by the various passages of the European Bible, has become basically the basis of the gospel of Christianity. It has become the ultimate line in a collection of threats that is used by Christians to convert unbelievers to their faith. So you would hear it in statements like, repent now and accept Jesus or you will go to hell. And for as long as this slogan has become a path to the fundamental of the gospel of Christianity in Igbo land, it is fair to say that many Ndi Igbo today, many Igbo Christians today, are still Christians out of fear, the fear of going to hell, and burning for eternity with the devil, you know, as compared to being righteous people. We can see it in society today where the level of atrocities and sins abound in Igbo land. And after once or twice in the Christians feel they can use their money to buy God's grace and favor, they do offering, they go for confessions. But sin has not stopped. And sin is what, if you come down to Nsoani, which is embodied in Odinani Igbo, you would see that keeping your hands clean and being righteous is the basic tenet of Odinani Igbo and Omenani Igbo. But sin has not disappeared. With the coming of Christianity and heaven and hell preaching, sin has even multiplied in our society today. The Igbo belief in reincarnation, Inowa, is basically the superior path for us to gain righteousness and for us to fulfill our destinies here on earth and for us to move up to the next plane of spiritual fulfillment. It's basically the ultimate part of the Igbo soul. Now, for an Igbo person, you reincarnate 7 times or 8 times, as the case may be. That's why in our belief, we say Owamasa or Owamasato, which is my world in seven times or my world 8 times. The Igbo soul comes to this earth 7 times. And in each time you come, you are supposed to work towards fulfilling your spiritual purpose and your destiny. And for every sin you commit and that you fail to correct or you fail to atone for in this life, when you die, you will come back to atone for that sin for every purpose or destiny you fail to manifest. When you die, you will come back. You keep coming back till you've come back 7 times or 8 times, as the case may be. After these 7 or 8 times, if you have reached a high level of spiritual attainment where you have fulfilled your purpose in life, you will get to move up to a higher plane where you will join Ndi Igbo. You move to Ndi Igbo. You become hallowed and holy ancestors. If for the 7th time or the 8th time you've come to the world, you've refused to learn your lessons, you've refused to heed to the tenets, to the directions of Odinani and so on, the paths you're supposed to follow, you've refused to fulfill your destiny in life, you would basically be snuffed out of existence. Your chi will be snuffed out of existence. Or you would go to a lower plane. Now, in our belief as Ndi Igbo, everything in nature has a chi. The stones, the trees, the humans, everything, every element in nature has a chi. It simply means that if after coming 7 times and you keep being a child and you do not fulfill your destiny, you might actually come back to this world as an animal. It's very possible in our tenets. But in a subsequent video, I would go deep down into reincarnation, of reincarnation, as you know, as a philosophy, you know, in Igbo cosmology. Now, that's why you see that in a family, a man can die now and reincarnate as his grandchild. A man can die and also reincarnate into 3 or 2 of his grandchildren. Now, the ability to reincarnate into more than one of someone in your family or your lineage simply means that you did good in your past life. You attain a particular spiritual level. You understand? Your awakening as a person, your purpose in life was achieved. If the more you achieve your purpose, the more you keep to the tenets of holiness and spirituality, your next life you can reincarnate into more than one person. These are things we will still have to go into. I wouldn't have to call people who are more knowledgeable on this to come in and talk about reincarnation in Igbo cosmology. Now, these are just the basis of what we believe in reincarnation in Owa. We do not believe in heaven. We do not believe in hell. Right? So let us go into how Ndi Igbo came to believe in heaven and hell as the path for our soul. Now, when the missionaries arrived in Igbo land in the 1840s, You know, they came with the grand plan of unseating the Igbo belief, the Igbo worldview, the Igbo spirituality, our customs, our traditions, and our egalitarian society, and replacing them with imported European beliefs, enshrined basically in Christianity, as practiced by the Europeans, you know. And they falsely depicted the Igbo as not having a true knowledge of the Creator, whom they called God. And when the Igbo told them that they knew the Creator, you know, they knew the Creator called Chukwu, the missionaries would not still admit that the Igbo view and understanding of the universe and creation was sufficient or complete or valid. So they superimposed their God on the Igbo Chukwu and went further to say that their God existed in Trinity and as such was a more, you know, complete image of the Creator Chukwu, and that the Igbo did not know God fully. They did the same thing with Ekwensu and the devil, where Ekwensu was an Igbo deity of war and bargains, and because they did not find a devil in Igbo cosmology, they took the god of bargains and war and imposed or fused him with the Christian devil and called Ekwensu the devil. What they did with Chukwu, they superimposed God on Chukwu and also superimposed the devil on Ekwensu. Now, this is how we got to the level where Ndi Igbo believed in heaven and hell. And the gospel started from 1840s. They kept on pushing the narrative in Igbo land to the point where they had to even use guns by the Royal Niger Company to suppress Ndi Igbo when they resisted missionaries around Onitsha and Asaba and Abo. Bombed Igbo towns, killed people just because they resisted missionaries coming into their villages. So at this, with oppression and also, yes, the missionaries going into the nooks and crannies of Igbo land, they ended up, after over 100 years, pushing the narrative that heaven and hell exist and is above the Igbo belief of reincarnation in Owa. Now, heaven and hell in the teachings today, and the subliminal insult it raises for, or the subliminal insult it brings to Ndi Igbo. Now, heaven and hell is, you can't put it, right, if no matter what I say today, I can't really remove that imprint in the hearts of Christians, Igbo Christians, who believe that heaven, they are going to heaven, or that whoever sins goes to hell. This has been imprinted in our hearts for over 150 years, right? For over a century. Now, no matter what I say, people will still hold onto that version as being the ultimate path for the Igbo soul. But where we draw the line as a people, as Ndi Igbo, it's in the subliminal insult this narrative has as a people. This insult comes from the image of God. Now, if you go all over the internet, you will see, when you type God, you see the image of a white man, of a European. And when you type the devil, you see the image of a black person, an African-looking person. And more so, you would, growing up in our various homes, in the homes of our grandparents, our parents, you see calendars and images where a white God or a white Jesus was punching an African-looking devil with his horns and his tails. Now, this creates a funny image in the mind of the African, that I look like the devil, I'm a bad person, I'm an evil person. And the Europeans look like God, and God looks like them. And if they look like God, automatically they are above us. They are better than us. So whatever they dish out to us, colonialism was brought to us, they invaded Africa, killed us. We accepted it because they told us that they look like God and we look like the devil. And our ancestors were demon worshippers and our ancestors were evil. Meanwhile, this was not so. So the image of heaven and hell automatically insults you as an African, as an Igbo person, by the image Christianity. This image of God and the devil has been passed down for hundreds of years. And now, with the coming of the internet, it has been refined. Once a child, my son now, once he turns 5 years old, he can operate the internet. Once he types God on the internet, he will see a white man. If he types devil, you see a black man looking like his father. Automatically, his father is like, his father might not be so all right. And this is the image we have of heaven and hell in Africa. And this, to me, to us in Odinani Igbo, is not a subliminal insult. It's actually a full-blown insult. And this is why we refuse the idea of heaven and hell in its totality. If you show us a heaven where I see ancestors looking like me, you show me a hell where I see ancestors looking, you know, looking in heaven, you might show me a heaven of my people looking like me in heaven, even if you have some Caucasians, and hell the same thing. If it's balanced, then I can say, okay, yes. But not showing a heaven, everybody's looking white, wearing white, everybody's shining dove. When you show show hellfire, the devil is always looking like a black man. And that is an insult to us. And being people who study image and characterizations throughout the history of the world, I can tell you that that subliminal image has been printed in the minds of our people, and it's going to take time to erase. And because of this, we as a people have refused to accept that heaven and hell is a journey for our souls as Ndi Igbo. Now, in conclusion, heaven and hell, as captured in the Bible, cannot and will not supersede the Igbo worldview and cosmology, enshrined in Odinani and Omenani, you know, purified and handed down to us by our noble ancestors. Heaven and hell can be true for the Europeans, but it will not be so for Ndi Igbo, an ancient people who have for thousands of years developed their own spirituality with established beliefs and evidence of the journey of the soul. Ilowa or Inowa, reincarnation, remains the only plausible route through which the chi of any Nwafu Igbo will attain righteousness and become one with Chukwu, the Creator. Let every Igbo man and woman go back to learn and understand the spiritual value and importance of our beliefs, and realize that these beliefs, as expressed in Odinana, are truly ultimate for us as an ancient people. Ndebanye, this is where we'll come to the end of this particular episode. I remain my humble self, Chukandune Soku. Wherever you find this video, please do your best to share, comment, drop your comments. I know this topic is very striking and very touching for some of us. Drop your own opinion about this topic and let's learn together. Till I come your way on our next episode, I remain my humble self, Chukandune Soku. Ndebanye, there men, Kodin.